The lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us.
Because the Lord is going to restore everything. You're going to have a total different vibration on the earth, a total different smell. You're not going to be walking down the street and smell shit and piss, and no foul odors or nothing like that, because the lungs of the earth are going to be given back to it, which is all these trees and all of these flowers, and it's going to be a whole total different vibration. You're going to see the aura and how things are going to change and how elevated things are going to be. Our senses are going to be heightened, Everything about us is going to be glorified.
The glory of Lebanon shall come unto thee, the fir tree, the pine tree, and the box together, to beautify the place of my sanctuary, and I will make the place of my feet glorious. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing. Yea, the fir trees rejoice at thee, and the cedars of Lebanon, saying, since thou art laid down, no fella is come up against us. The whole earth is at rest and is quiet. They break forth into singing.
All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Mekakodash, and double honors unto the apostles and the elders of GMS who rule well, teach well, being great examples towards younger brothers. And peace and blessings and salutations to the whole collective out there pushing this word of truth and their sincerity across the four winds in the name of Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah Bahashem, Mekakodash, pushing to get up out of here. Shalom to the whole collective believers, the listeners whom have came back to the obedience of the scriptures through faith in Yahweh Bahashem, Yahweh Shah. All right, and what I want to get into with this lesson, dealing with the worthless ruler is on trial. Okay, and if you're in the know, okay, you know exactly who the worthless ruler is, okay, which is Esau Edom. Okay, and when you go into the scriptures, the Lord at an appointed time, will begin, to expose Esau Edom, all right, and he will raise up the prophets, all right, to shake the hand at this nigga, man. Okay, tell this nigga about himself, man. Go into this nigga history, go into what he doing now, what he trying to do, really thoroughly get into the wickedness of this nigga and present it to the earth, man. Okay, and mainly showing our people their enemy and what we're dealing with. You see, and why he's going to be judged. Okay, the Lord is giving a thorough, explanation of why he's going to destroy Esau Edom. Okay, because this man is, as the title says, a worthless ruler, man. His rulership has brought nothing good to the earth, man. Okay, not one thing that this man has done has been good for the earth. Okay, because everything that this man, all right, has set up in this system, it comes, okay, with some type of wicked consequence. Okay, and we can go on and giving examples. All right, but we're gonna get into this precept first. Okay. Let's go here to 2nd Ezra chapter 6. You know, and yeah, let's go 2nd Ezra 6. It's the book of 2nd Ezra chapter 6, verse 18. It says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh, okay, and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. So we're in a time where the earth is going to be visited, okay, by Yahweh Bashem Al-Shai. Now it's going to be, he's going to visit this place with plagues, all right? We're going to see an increase, famine, all right? We're going to see pestilence, okay? We're going to see civil unrest. That's the Lord visiting this place with judgment, you see? And ultimately, he's going to visit this place with war, all right? It's going to bring back, it's going to usher in Yahweh Shai. And that's the ultimate visitation, man. Okay, so the Lord is prepping to visit the earth, through judgment. Okay, ultimately through the second coming of Yahweh Shai. That's the ultimate visitation because he's coming on behalf of the Father. Okay, he's coming as a representative of the Father to judge hands-on in the earth, man. Okay, through fire, man, from that chariot. You see, it says, and it said, behold, the days come that I will begin to draw nigh and to visit them that dwell upon the earth. Okay, so as we see the Heavenly Father preparing to visit, he has allowed, this man to be exposed. He put his spirit on his prophets to really make inquisition of this devil, man, and present all the facts, okay, to the world, man. You see, this is a major trial, okay, that's happening in the earth, man. Okay, and he is guilty as hell. And he's moving like he's guilty, man. Okay? That's why he's all about, a control system. Okay? He's a fugitive that's in power. Okay? He's a fugitive that wants to hide the lie. Okay? That wants to, and the main thing that he wants control of is a narrative, man. Because he's lost that. You see? He's lost the narrative, man. The narrative is gone. Okay? Him being, the hero of the earth. Okay? Him being the victim. Okay? Him being superior. See, that narrative is gone. Okay? And the real is coming out. Now there's shameful spewing. Okay? Verse 19, it says, and we'll begin to make inquisition of them what they be that have hurt the earth unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled. Yeah, man. So now the Lord is making the inquisition of the devil, man, through the prophets. Okay, and you have, certain truthers and insiders and, whistleblowers, okay, that come out with information, and that's for the prophets, man, to take those things and expound on it, because a lot of those things that come out, well, it line up with scripture. Okay, it's just evidence, okay, of the scriptures. You see, it just validate the scriptures, man. Okay, when the scripture speaks about this man, there's no good in him. Okay, continue while they gather together at war. Well, everything that's coming out just shows you, okay, this is true. All the evidence points to the Bible being true, man. Okay, and this nigga is fully deserving of the judgment that the Lord has written. You see? And now we're coming into the time where the affliction of Zion, okay, which are the trials, is being fulfilled. See, our captivity is at the end. Okay, so as Yahweh Shai, he's coming to end our captivity. Okay, there's an inquisition being made on the devil because he's going to be removed from power and go into captivity at the judgment, okay, of the Lord. You see? Now let's get this word inquisition. So it's a beautiful time, man, to live during this transition. Okay, we're from the witness great judgment, man, the will of the elect. Our Baratas is all we are, man. If we have that hopeful elect, man, we're from the witness. All right, righteous judgment go forth. Okay, so when you go to the AI overview, it says an inquisition. I'm just touch on a few points. Okay, it says an inquisition is a severe, all right, 7 detailed and often hostile investigation, inquiry, or interrogation. Now, just go into some key points, which when you go into Inquisition, one of the most known, that word is linked to what the Catholic Church did. All right, going back to the time of Spain, when Esau came back into power. Okay, and you can study what they call the Spanish Inquisition, but they would torture people. All right, as they did investigations. Okay, now we're not nowhere near on that point. Okay, we're not on that tip. You see, but there is well, in fact, it says a harsh interrogation. See, in the spirit, this is what we on. All right, this is what the spirit has us on. It says harsh interrogation. It says an intense, relentless, and often unpleasant questioning of someone. Okay, an intense, relentless, and often unpleasant question of someone. And see, the truth makes Esau uncomfortable, man. Okay, the truth is making this devil very uncomfortable, man, because he operates through deception and confusion. Okay, through deception and confusion is how this man runs the earth. Okay, his kingdom doesn't function off truth, man. He needs people to be deceived, all right, and or confused. Okay, to run his kingdom. So truth makes this nigga unpleasant, man. Okay, especially going to the truth of the Bible. Okay, and you go here, it says official investigation. And see, this is an official investigation ordained by Yahweh Bashim al-Shai, the highest authority. You see, this is an official investigation by the highest courts. Okay, this is an official investigation directly from the highest courts, man. Okay, the most high courts. You see, there is no authority higher than the most high. That's why his title is the most high. Okay, and through the spirit of Yahweh, there's a deep, investigation. You see, official investigation going forth, man. All right, and that's why we get divine help when we search, when we search into this devil. We go into what this devil, this devil's history, what he's doing, what he's trying to do. Well, we get divine help. A lot of things just fall in our lap, man. Me personally, it's a lot of things. I just turn the laptop on and be the thumbnail right there. Or just a documentary or a news clip, a short or something, exposing this nigga about something, man. Going into the truth behind this, the truth behind it, like dang. A lot of things, just, and then, also that's the devil, because we know that the internet uses algorithms, because everything has a righteous, and left-hand purpose. Because we know that the devil, once you start to watch, certain videos, or those type of videos become recommended, they become, the algorithm, customizes, the feed, it customizes, the what you want to call it. I forgot what they call it, but you brothers know exactly, what I'm talking about when you begin to watch a certain thing. That's why if you watch folly, it just be a bunch of folly on the feed. you recommended, your thumbnails and the home page. It'll begin to customize based on what we watch and how long we watch something. You see, so as we start to investigate this nigga, it puts us, the algorithm begins to work in our favor. These internet algorithms, man, they begin to work in our favor, and that's on every platform with this, TikTok, whatever, but mainly the YouTube is the main source. Okay, but going back into it, it says an official investigation is a deep or searching, often authorized examination into a specific matter. All right, let's read it again. A deep or searching, often, authorized examination into a specific matter, man. right? And the specific matter is Esau Edom. Okay, beginning with the small hats. You see, you know, was just an investigation within an investigation. You got them small hats, man. Okay, the source of it all, man. Okay, because the small hats are the head of Edom. They're Edomites, all right? They're the sect of Edomites that's the most wicked, okay? And they're at the head. You see, beginning with these banking families, man. Okay, so let's go back. Let's get some more precept. Well, let's read verse 20. Let's go back here. We'll read 19 and 20 again. But this is Second Esdras chapter 6, verse 19 and verse 20. It says, and we'll begin to make inquisition of them, which, all right, what they have, what they be, okay, they have hurt unjustly with their unrighteousness, and when the affliction of Zion shall be fulfilled, and when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then I will show thee these tokens. The books shall be open before the firmament, okay, and they shall see all together. Yeah, so as this world is vanishing, this age and this rulership, okay, this devil's age is vanishing away, man. Okay, and that's the thing too. This devil stayed in power, man. This man would destroy the earth. You know, he will make the earth unlivable if the Lord let this man continue on, showing you that he's a worthless ruler, man. Okay, because a rulership is meant to protect life. Okay, and we'll get there. We always get it, but we gotta get it to it. You see, a rulership is meant to protect life, to forward life, man. Okay, someone's given, as the Lord puts people in power. All right, the intent is to protect life. You see, with this devil, okay, he does the exact opposite. Okay, and the Lord made this nigga this way to show us how not to be. Okay, Esau is a prime example, okay, of what not to be. Okay, everything not to do. Okay, so as we see, you know, this man's rulership, his age is vanishing. Okay, the Lord is just opening up everything, man, which is the Bible. Okay, because there's nothing that exposes this man more than the Bible itself. Okay, that's why he pushed Christianity so hard, because it was a false interpretation of the Bible, and he was able to push Edomite supremacy through the Bible, man, as he painted himself, you know, the Jesus Christ character. Okay, that was major psychological warfare, man, that pushed Edomite supremacy, man, and that's why most of our people, okay, they're only concerned, you know, Christians are only concerned about the well-being of what? The so-called white man. Okay? Our people that are Christians, you see, their main objective, you see, is to protect, you know, and be concerned about the well-being of the so-called white man, the Edomite, man. Okay? But when you go into the true understanding of the scriptures, it exposes this man. It's against everything that this man is trying to do. It condemns him for his past, all right, present, and his future, man. He's condemned. He's guilty, and he's going to be judged when you really go into the book. Okay? So the books have been opened, man. All right? And the books, okay, have this man's charges. Okay? It exposes his guilt, and it has the judgment. You see? Going to the firmament, which is the internet. Okay? So everybody is seeing this open case. See, this is a public case. You know, the Lord didn't take this case behind closed doors. No. This is an open case. This is a public case. Okay? Ongoing, continuous, open case, man. Okay? Against the wicked. You see? So, real quick, let's go from there. Let's say the books were open. Let's get there here. What they're saying, Daniel, they say Daniel, yep. This is Daniel 7:9. It says, I beheld till the thrones were cast down, and the Ancient of Days did sit, whose garment was white as snow, and the hair of his head like the pure wool, and his throne was like the fiery flame, and his wheels is burning fire. So Daniel is seeing a vision, okay, of the Heavenly Father, the Ancient of Days, okay, which he existed before time. You see, and that's something we can't even comprehend, but we just understand that he is, okay, and it gives him the description and describes him, right, just like it describes Yahweh Shah, okay, with the white hair of wool, okay. So Daniel is seeing this vision of the Most High, okay, and when you go into the next verse, his throne, being this guy, this gigantic chariot, okay, because that's what judgment proceeds from. Yahweh Shai, he's coming back on the gigantic chariot, and judgment, okay, is going to be executed from that chariot, man. Okay, he's going to judge the planet Earth from that chariot. It's his throne, because a throne will be what? In the throne room, okay? And cases will be brought in the throne room. You go into the ancient kings, the cases, would they would sit the throne, okay? And as he set the throne, then cases will be brought to him, and he was judged from that throne. Okay? Well, Yahweh Shai, he's bringing his throne to the earth. You see? He's going to bring the throne, the judgment, all right, the seat of judgment to the earth, man, that chariot. You see? And he has a major discrepancy with Eve, man. Okay? Verse 10, it says, Daniel 7:10, it says, a fiery scream issued and came forth from before him, thousands ministered unto him. So he's surrounded by these angels, and these angels are just ready to do the bidding of Yahweh Bashem Al Shai. Okay? He's just ready, they're just ready to do the Lord's bidding. You see? They're constantly being dispatched, sent on missions. When we see these chariots, the Lord allows us to see chariots, every now and then, you see a chariot, streaking, gliding, across, the sky, the Shemayim, the heavens, okay, and the atmosphere. You see? Well, they're being tasked, all right, they're going on missions, man. They play on the minds of men, okay? They're watching and reporting, looking over, the elect, okay? So they're not just, joyride. Nah, man, they're being dispatched on missions. You see? And the ultimate mission is going to be when Yahweh Shai is dispatched from the heavens. Okay? With a heavenly host, man. All right? To execute the judgment of this inquisition. Because there has to, because it's not just going to be continue just bringing out information and going into it, prophesying about his downfall. No, it's going to come a time where, okay, now it's time for execution of the judgment. Okay? Because this nigga is guilty without a doubt. And every day he's looking more guilty, man. You see? But when you go back into it, it says Daniel 7:10 says, a fiery scream issued and came forth from before him. Thousands ministered unto him, and 10,000 times 10,000 stood before him. The judgment was set and the books were open. You see, the judgment is already set and the books were open. The Inquisition, man. That's why this man is being exposed, okay, continually, man. You see, that's why the man is constantly being ousted, man. And not only that, making a mockery, man. Okay, Esau's legacy is Epstein, man. Well, you know that's a small part, okay, of the wickedness, and you still got all right that going on everywhere. There's hundreds, probably thousands of Epstein Islands, man, dealing with Esau, man. Okay, but that you know that stigma, okay, that stigma is on this nigga, man. Okay, and you can tell he's triggered, okay, by the stigma, you know, of being filthy, being a pedophile. So he wants to make these things normal, man, but nah, it's sick, okay? And he's being ridiculed by this shameful spewing, okay? His legacy is being linked to now filthiness, man. Epstein, you see? His military, you know, all right, it's suffering from a bad performance. Okay, his technology is flawed, is limited. Okay, overhyped. Okay, yes, it can do some things. Don't get it twisted, you know what I'm saying? He can destroy a lot. You know, he can destroy, you know, he can, you know, search and seek and find things, and you know, he can do some things. But what he needs it to do, which is replace the Most High, it comes far short. All right. He's nowhere near the mark. You see? And all these things are happening at the same time, and this plays into a part, all right, of the devil knowing, okay, that he have but a short time. Okay. To where he gotta try to pull this thing off, man. And the Lord is putting the spirit on this man, you know, to rush this thing, man. Okay, to do things before he's ready. Okay. So all these things are happening. This nigga's guilty as hell. You see? And the Lord has like, in fact, let's go here. We always get this as well. Oh, let's get the Wisdom of Solomon, the second chapter. You know, hey, because the devil, you know, he's gonna attempt to go after the witness. You see, two witnesses, man, northern and southern kingdom, man, those prophets, all right, that the Lord will raise up in these latter days, man. All right, this is on Wisdom of Solomon 2 and 10. And this is the mind of the elites, man. This is how they think. This is how they're thinking real time. That's how powerful the Bible is. See, we don't need, okay, Palantir, you know, try to record every conversation this nigga got and filter through his texts and email. No, we got the scriptures. Okay, there's nothing that's going to be more accurate than the scriptures. You see, the scriptures keeps us on point, and this is how these devils are thinking right now today, man. This is their inward thought. Okay, showing you how the Most High bad, man. The Most High, there's no other. You see. So this is Wisdom of Solomon chapter 2 verse 10. Say, let us oppress the poor, righteous man. Let us not spare the widow, nor reverence the ancient gray hairs of the age, man. So yeah, he's a heartless. This nigga's really, you know, a heartless man. Okay, he doesn't reverence anything. He doesn't care about anything. The young, the old, the widow, the sick, you know, the poor. You see, this nigga creates poverty, but then blames the world problems on the poor. That's the type of wicked nigga this is, man. This nigga creates poverty, all right, through this scam of the economy. Okay, he creates perpetual poverty, then blames the world problems on the poor. This is just a wicked, dishonorable nigga, man. This nigga has no honor, no integrity, no decency. All right, he's ignoble. Okay, because you go into the rulers are supposed to be noble. Well, he's ignoble. Okay, which is the opposite, man. Okay, because no, nobility is a trait needed to be a righteous ruler, and he doesn't have those traits. Okay, he's ignoble. Okay, matter of fact, let's get this, man. Since I said it, let's pull the definition up real quick. All right. See, because the Lord created us to be a noble people, and we became degenerate by going after idols, man. In this last captivity, as we've been on the Esau, man, our people have been more degenerate than ever, man. And we come from degeneracy, the darkness of this world, man. We had to be pulled out, man. Okay, so ignoble describes someone or something that is dishonorable, okay, base, or of low character, often causing feelings of shame. It applies a lack of virtue, all right, nobility, or high purpose, often used to describe cowardly or mean actions. And this is this devil, man, goddamn coward, air striking civilians, okay, poisoning the food, poisoning the air, man. This is a coward, man. Okay, he's all about dumbing down. All right, people destroying families. All right, sickness. He's a coward, man. The elites, they start wars that they don't have to participate in. Okay, it's a coward. Okay, of course you don't mind being continually at war when you don't have to participate in these wars, because he don't have any. He's of low character. Esau is a base, dishonorable man of low character, man. He's inferior. Okay, but he's been given, authority, the money, the military, the influence, witchcraft, to push himself as superior. Okay, but really this man is inferior, man. He's of a low character, man. Okay, he's a worthless ruler, man. He's really a worthless, okay, nation. And that's why there comes a time when he's going to be done away with as a nation, because he's worthless, man. Okay, he works against, okay, life, man. He works against creation. He works against the natural way. You see, everything was right from the beginning. It's something that we're, the Spirit been having us going into lately, because everything is coming full circle, man. The Most High had it right in the beginning, man. And Esau's rulership, it amplifies how much the Lord had it right from the beginning. The Lord had this thing right from the beginning, man. You see, everything had its use. The earth was a paradise. Okay. What this man brought to the earth, man, he has taken the earth completely backwards, man. He's running the earth and society to the ground, man, because he's a base man. He's dishonorable, low character. And this is why this describes a lot of, society, especially here in the West, especially in America, man. Okay, it's an ignoble society because it's an ignoble ruler. Okay, so it's an ignoble describes someone or something that is dishonorable, base, or of low character, often causing feelings of shame. It applies a lack of virtue, nobility, or high purpose, often used to describe cowardly or mean action. It can also less commonly refer to being of low birth or common origin. But this devil here, okay, he embodies, okay, what it means to be ignoble, because he's not fit for rulership. Okay, he's not built to rule in righteousness, man. Okay, Esau's rulership has been like a wrecking ball, okay, to anything that's righteous, man. You see? So going back here, let's go here. Okay, verse 11 said, "Let our strength be the law of justice, for that which is feeble is found to be nothing worth." Yeah, so Esau, all right, the power he was given, well, he takes that power to be a bully. Okay, in his mind, might makes right. If he's able to do it, well, he's justified. If you can't stop him from stealing your resources, you can't stop him from destroying, okay, your country, your nation, your people. If you can't stop him from doing it, well, he's justified. Okay, he just jump on TV and justify it. Well, we feel threatened. You know what your boy Lamech said. I killed the man to my wounded, which means, he was wounded. Okay, he got into an altercation. Okay, and he was like, "Well, I'm gonna kill this guy." you know, I'm gonna kill him. You see? Well, that's the spirit of Esau. You can do the slightest thing to the devil, okay, and he takes it to the extreme, and he wants blood. Okay, so this man mindset is okay. If I have the power to do it and you can't stop me, I'm right. That's that might is right philosophy, man. And then he look at you if you're weaker than him, as if you're nothing. You don't matter. Okay, your life is worthless. He'll throw he'll throw a term on you. All right, a terrorist, jihad. Okay, extremist. You see, a regime. Which is a wicked regime. So he'll throw a title on you to dehumanize you. Okay, to dehumanize you to the world. Then he just comes through and just slaughterhouse, man. This man, he's just slaughtering. This man is just slaughtering civilization, man, and just chilling. Okay. Verse 12 said, "Therefore, let us lie in wait for righteousness, because he is not for our turn, and he is clean contrary to our doings. He upbraided us with our offending the law, and objective to our infamy and the transgressions of our education." Yeah, man. So this is how he thinks towards the prophets, man. This is it thinking towards the prophets real time right now. And they have in their mind that they're gonna persecute the prophets, man. They want to say, let us lie in wait. Okay, because in his mind, he's setting a trap for the prophets. Okay, that's him lying in wait. Is him being what? That hunter. All right, that cunning hunter. He's attempting to set a trap. Okay, for the prophets, man. So he gonna push his propaganda. He gonna do his false flags. He gonna link us to this and to that. He got this technology that he can do a deep fake and just push a major campaign. Okay, because first he has to dehumanize and then he goes with his move. Okay, and he said, because he is not for our turn. Yeah, we not for this nigga, man. Okay, we not like the most of the world go along to get along with this nigga, man. Because of the benefits that come. Okay, the little perks you get. You see, for selling out for this nigga, man. Nah, man, we not for this nigga turn. Okay, it says because he upbraided us, which is a stern, rebuke. Upbraiding someone, that's a harsh and stern rebuke, man. Okay, with what? I offending the law, yeah, because he's against righteousness, man. Okay, he's completely against righteousness. He create laws, okay, for the wicked. The scripture say, "Woe to thee, O sure, that hidest the wicked in thee," man. Okay, he protects wickedness by his law. Okay, which he's very offensive to the righteous law of Yahweh Bashim Al Shah, man. And we constantly call this nigga out for it, man. It says, in the objection of our infamy, which is going back to infamous, being famous for wickedness, man. These niggas that, out here, Columbus Day, President's Day, these niggas wicked, man. These men that was shoved down our throats as heroes and heroic, and we owe, our life, we should be forever appreciative and grateful for these niggas. Okay, your Thomas Jeffersons and Benjamin Franklin, man, these niggas weirdo PDF files, Satanists. Okay, when you go into Columbus and you see these niggas are wicked, man. But you have all these universities and streets and towns and states and cities named after straight wicked Edomites, man. Mount Rushmore, wicked Edomites, man. Okay, that are well known. Okay, but we go into the true story behind Okay, these false heroes, man. It says, to our infamy, the transgressions of our education. Okay, he professes to have the knowledge of the Most High, and he calleth him, all right, himself the child of the Lord. Yeah, us, and that's the truth, you know, and that's the truth. We are the sons of God. The Spirit bear witness, man. Okay, we don't need no genealogy charts, man. The Spirit beareth witness of who we are, man, and we know who we are, man. Okay, it said he was made to reprove our thoughts. He is grievous unto us, even to behold, for his life is not like other men's. His ways are of another fashion, man. So this devil, you know, he's looking at the prophets, and the prophets are not being conformed. They're not conforming to the beast. You know, they're not bending to the beast, man. So what? We stand out. Okay? Because we're not being conformed to the beast, man. You know, the Lord changed our trajectory, man, to where we're being conformed to Yahweh Shai. And Yahweh Shai, all right, is complete opposite of this current age. Okay? We're the complete opposite, okay, of this current age, man. You know, we're against it. We're in complete opposition to this current age because we're being changed to Yahweh Shai. Okay? That's why I read verse 14 again and say he was made, because this is the point. He was made to reprove our thoughts, man. So the Lord raised up the prophets to reprove all the wicked ideas of this devil, man. Okay, to really go into it and condemn this man, all right, for what he's done, what he's doing, and what he's trying to do, man. Okay, we was made to do that. Hey, this is why we're here, man. You know, we was born in this time to do this, man. This is our main task. Okay, is to have an inquisition on this nigga, man. You know, it's because that's part of showing our people who they are, showing them who their enemy is. Like, look, this is the enemy. This is what he's on. This is what he's been doing. The reason you think like that is because of this nigga. Your enemy told you how to think, how to believe, how to feel, how to react, which is completely self-destructive, man. So that's part of, you know, teaching our people, okay, is going into the enemy and his wickedness and what he's done. Okay? So, you know, I'll leave it there. You know, there's always much more you can go into when you get to doing the inquisition on this nigga, man. You know, we'll leave it for another time, my brothers are. So that's the point, Lord will you brothers. All right. And you few sisters edified till next time. I say shalom. Shalom. Shalom.